Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take fascinating sources, often complex, sometimes fragmented, and we try to extract the core knowledge, the essential truths. We want to give you a shortcut to being well-informed, maybe even about those hidden corners of your own mind. Today, we are plunging into the profound and often deeply unsettling world of dreams, specifically recurring nightmares. Our source for this exploration comes from excerpts of something called Nightmare Journals, the empty coffin dream. It's quite evocative. This text delves into a very specific, really a quite chilling recurring dream. It belongs to an individual named Clara, and her experience offers this powerful window into subconscious fears, hidden messages, the kind of stuff our minds seem to send us while we sleep.
Indeed. And while dreams, they can often feel so chaotic, just a jumble of images and feelings, recurring nightmares are different, especially ones with that potent symbolism like the one we're discussing. They often act as these really profound communications, messages from our subconscious.
That hidden part of us.
Exactly. It's trying to process things, maybe fears, maybe desires, using these symbols. Our mission today, really, is to understand what Clara's dream might represent. Why does it feel so terrifying? And, crucially, what insights might it hold for waking life?
Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's step into Clara's experience. The source tells us her recurring nightmare didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It started, it seems, after a significant loss. Her grandmother passed away. So right away, you have this intense emotional backdrop, grief, which often seems to be a trigger for these kinds of vivid subconscious experiences.
That's a really key point. This isn't just a random bad dream. It feels directly linked to that grief, suggesting her mind was grappling with something. Maybe something she couldn't fully face consciously during the day. The subconscious often becomes the main stage for working through our toughest emotional stuff, when our conscious defenses are down.
And the stage itself. Wow. Incredibly vivid, but also deeply unsettling. Clara finds herself at her own funeral. But it's not just any funeral. It's in a church filled with this. She calls it a sickly yellow light, like old, faded stained glass. The air feels heavy. And the people there, the attendees, their faces are blurred, indistinct, which just amplifies that sense of dread, right? No comfort, no connection, just unseen eyes.
Those blurred faces are so significant. The source really highlights this. It strips away individuality. It suggests the judgment she feels isn't from specific people she knows, but maybe something broader, like societal pressure or perhaps more likely her own self-judgment turned way up.
Magnified in the dream state.
Exactly. It creates this oppressive, isolating feeling. Judgment is everywhere, but it's faceless. You can't confront it. Makes the dread feel heavier, more pervasive.
But then the dream takes this really chilling twist. Clara's in the coffin, lying there, yet somehow she can see and hear everything.
A paradox. Present and detached.
Right. And then the reveal, the coffin. It's empty. She says she's watching myself not be there. This presence and absence at the same time. It's so stark. What's the immediate feeling the source describes? Not sadness, right?
No, not sadness, interestingly. It's a profound, heavy silence. And this deep, cold dread. She felt, and this is her description, already gone, but still aware. And she sensed judgment, even disappointment, from those blurred faces.
Like she hadn't lived enough.
Precisely. Hadn't done enough. That feeling is absolutely crucial. It points away from a literal fear of dying.
It was something else.
Towards an existential fear. The fear of an unfulfilled life. The emptiness isn't about loss in the past. It's about potential never realized. What's never been.
And this terror, it didn't just stay the same, did it? It evolved.
It did. The dream recurred every few months.
Yeah.
Same core scene, yes, but with these subtle, terrifying shifts each time.
Which suggests it's not random. It's like the subconscious is trying harder, becoming more insistent, trying to get our attention.
Exactly like that. Like a persistent knocking. The core issue isn't resolved, so the subconscious intensifies the message. Each new detail adds another layer of meaning, emphasizing something specific.
The mind raising its voice.
You could say that, yes, raising its voice in the language of symbols.
And the nightmare journals give specifics. Once, a single withered rose appeared on the coffin lid, just desolate. Another time, those blurred faces would slowly turn and she'd catch a glimpse of just one eye, cold and accusing. A single point of focus in that blur.
Each detail just ramps up the dread, makes it feel more personal, more pointed.
But the most potent shift, the source says, was with the eulogy. At first, it was just muffled sounds, like a low hum of disappointment. Then it became clear A voice she described it unsettlingly as maybe her own, or her inner critic's voice started listing things.
What kinds of things?
All the things I hadn't done, all the opportunities I'd let slip away.
Wow. That takes it from this vague dread to a very concrete accusation, doesn't it? An internal indictment.
It's no longer just a feeling. It's a specific list of perceived failures. Unfulfilled potential laid bare. The shift from muffled to clear is chilling.
It's the subconscious basically screaming the message at this point.
And then the final terror. After this list, the coffin lid starts to close. Slowly. Inexorably. She'd wake up gasping, physically feeling the weight of the wood on her chest.
That physical sensation, feeling the weight.
That's
That's key. The dream is making the psychological burden feel somatic, undeniable.
This whole progression, blurred faces, accusing eye, clear list of failures, the closing it just shows this escalating intensity, this urgency.
It's a relentless communication demanding attention, almost forcing her to feel the consequences of inaction physically.
So how does the source interpret all this? Because it sounds terrifyingly literal.
Right, but the interpretation offered is critical. It stresses this dream is not about literal physical death, despite all the funeral imagery.
Okay, so what is it about?
It's about transformation. That's the core idea presented. The mind isn't predicting an end. It's pushing for a profound internal change.
Transformation.
Yeah.
That really reframes it. So the empty coffin itself, it's not just absence.
Not just absence.
Yeah.
It's a void, yes,
Yeah.
but a space where something new could emerge.
Yeah.
It actually symbolizes a potential beginning.
But she fears it.
Deeply.
Yeah.
It speaks to a fear of change, a reluctance to embrace new phases of life. The mind is essentially showing her this empty space that could be filled with new life, new potential, but she's resisting it.
And the judgment, the voice listing failures, that's not external.
The interpretation is clear. That's Clara's own inner critic amplified by the dream state. It's internal.
So it's her judging herself.
Exactly. For what she hasn't done, the potential she feels is slipping away. It's the pressure of her own expectations given a terrifying voice in the dream.
Which leads, I suppose, to the aha moment in the source material.
Precisely. The dream, despite the terror, is framed as a call to action, not a condemnation.
Not a final judgment, but a prompt.
Yes. It encourages her, the dreamer, to look at what changes she's resisting, what new beginnings she might be avoiding. The dread, that intense cold dread, is interpreted as the fear of the unknown.
The fear of stepping into that empty, undefined space. The anxiety of transformation itself.
It's a powerful reframe. The terror isn't doom. It's an urgent signal pushing for growth. The discomfort is part of the catalyst. The mind is saying, this stagnation, this is what's truly dying, not you physically.
So how does this connect to you, listening now? Clara's journey through this nightmare seems to offer some universal insights, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The Nightmare Journals emphasizes that dreams like this, especially recurring ones, can act as a kind of mirror.
Showing you what you fear confronting when you're awake.
Exactly that. Reflecting back the truths you might be pushing down, the things you avoid thinking about consciously.
So to think about your own dreams, any recurring ones, or even just those really unsettling nightmares that stick with you.
The source suggests even the most frightening ones might carry important messages. Maybe about self-reflection, or potential you feel you're not living up to, or perhaps a real need for change in your life.
Like maybe that dream of being lost isn't about geography, but feeling lost in your career path.
Or being chased, maybe not by a monster, but by aspects of yourself you're avoiding. Your own capabilities, perhaps, or responsibilities. These dreams could be highlighting areas demanding attention, choices you're putting off.
The source material also touches on broader questions, like, can dreams predict the future? Or are they purely symbolic? It doesn't really give answers, more like invites curiosity.
Right, it prompts reflection, like asking yourself, if you dreamt of your own funeral, what detail would feel most terrifying? It underlines how personal these symbols are, yet how universal the underlying themes, fear, potential, change really are.
It's not just Clara's dream then. It's a window into something fundamentally human.
Ultimately, the message seems to be, approach even your most unsettling dreams, not as curses or literal predictions, but as communications.
Sometimes urgent, sometimes subtle.
But always a prompting from your deeper self. A reminder that your mind is working, processing, trying to guide you, even when it feels frightening. What if the things that haunt our sleep are actually keys?
Keys to unlocking a more authentic self. Our deep dive into Clara's empty coffin dreams certainly suggests that even these terrifying landscapes can be paths to self-discovery.
It shows our minds are always working, processing fears, hopes, resistances, even when we're asleep.
And the insights from nightmare journals, they really challenge us to see the unknown differently. Not just as scary, but as, well, as a space of possibility.
The death in the dream becomes transformation. Shedding the old, making way for something new. An invitation, really.
So what's the final thought we should take away from this? The lingering echo.
Maybe it's this. What if the dreams we fear the most, the ones that leave us breathless, are actually the most urgent messages from ourselves? Not condemning us, but urging us, finally, to step into those empty spaces we've maybe unconsciously created, and to finally live out the potential we've been holding back.